Obviously, you're kind of flying through with space rocks. There's also some spaceships and things like that that you'll see periodically. Kind of a little tiny nod to Star Wars, which I think is neat. Of course, I'm a giant nerd. Well, it's cracking people, Angelic Mayhem here. So, welcome to another video that I'm going to do for Race the Sun. This is a video that I wanted to do now that I have reached level 25, which is the maximum level that your ship can get to. I wanted to talk about what exactly that means and how the game is kind of affected by the really cool things that you pick up while you're along the way. So here you can see I just did a run. I got 2.8 million. That's the highest score I ever got. I'm currently ranked 5th in the world. Of course, that all changes in 14 hours and 20 minutes as a result of the fact that every day the entire board changes, and so however good you were yesterday does not count. Down here is configure ship. This is where you can actually go in and change up your physical ship. I'm sure many of you already know that. And so let's talk about the different things that there are. Magnet number 2. There's, magnet number 1, which actually sucks in the, little blue pyramid things and, the speeder things and all the other stuff that you can actually pick up in the world as you're going by it. If you have magnet attached, then you can actually, suck them up. Magnet number 2 amplifies that, so you can actually suck things up from, from pretty good distances away. For instance, if you hit the jump once and you fly over top of, let's say, like a pyramid or something like that, you can actually pick it up. So it's a really good, very convenient thing. I keep it on me. As a matter of fact, the only one that I don't have in my build, because you're at max, you're only allowed to have 3 things when you reach level 25, is the max portal storage. Because I'm usually good enough that I don't have to worry about, dying so often. Plus, I've noticed that I crash into things about as often as I pick up a portal. So I never really need more than one. Jump storage number 2 allows you to keep 3 jump packs. So 3 jumps obviously is really good in terms of height, and there are a lot of, in getting to level 25, there are a lot of missions where you actually have to do double jumps X number of times in a given run. So, it's good to have that on there, for those things. But I keep it on there all the time because having 3 jumps in general, that's kind of your emergency thing. Like you're about to crash into something, you hit spacebar real quick and you can kind of fly over it. And then the final one is battery. This actually turned out to be more convenient than I thought because there's a large number of clouds the later on in the game that you get. So when you start getting to like level 5 and level 6, that's when like you start getting some serious cloud cover. And so having batteries is a really good way to combat against that. You can actually float under the clouds and you don't lose that much in the way of speed. Statistics, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you all know what this is. And then these are the badges that I have picked up along the way. They're all just for aesthetic purposes. They don't really add anything, but they're really cool. Alright, so let's go back. I'm just going to do a run real quick. So here we are inside the game. The object of the game is to pick up as many of these blue pyramids as you can. Every time you get 5 blue pyramids, the multiplier goes up. The multiplier is in the upper left-hand corner. You can see I'm at a ×7 right now. Because I'm at level 25, I actually start out at a ×5, which is a huge advantage in terms of score. This right here is a yellow pickup that makes you accelerate faster. The concept behind the game is that you are a solar-powered craft that is flying along, and so you must stay in the sun. The sun will begin to get lower and lower in the sky as you are going, and grabbing a yellow thing real quick actually makes the sun go a little bit higher as it accelerates you faster than the sun is setting. This is our bird. He poops out all kinds of blue pyramids. 8 of them to be precise. And then the last thing is a random. That right there was a portal. He also poops out the things that make you go faster. He poops out the things that jump. And then he also occasionally poops out a rock, which will kill you if you run into it. That green thing that you just saw is a jump. Now that I have one, you can see it says 2 out of 3. Here's another one. It says 3 out of 3. When I hit the space bar, I jump up in the air. And that's a good way of getting yourself out of trouble, or in moving from one side of the board to the other if you see that there's, you know, something better over in another area. So basically the object of the game is not to crash into anything that is gray. Obviously that can be very difficult to do. Here's a portal. The portal takes you to the void. Now, I suspect that they're going to be releasing more worlds like this in the future, but for right now, the Void is the only one. And the Void is a fantastic place, especially with magnets, to pick up huge amounts of bonus points and to get your multiplier just jacked through the roof. So this is always good. When you're playing the game, you should try to get into these as often as possible. Obviously, you're kind of flying through with space rocks. There's also some spaceships and things like that that you'll see periodically. Kind of a little tiny nod to Star Wars, which I think is neat. Of course, I'm a giant nerd. You're just avoiding the rocks. And basically, it's the same as, you know, if you were playing with land, except the land has disappeared and now you're just looking at space rocks. But you can't go up or down or anything like that. And actually, I don't even think you can... No, you can jump, technically, which is weird. Whenever you go into a portal, it immediately transports you to the end of the level. So you go straight to the word bird people. Alright, region 3. When you jump, obviously because I have the magnets that I have, if I roll under these, then I can pick them up as well. I missed that, and I'm out of jumps, so that's unfortunate. But by flying underneath of them, I can still pick up the coins. I would have liked to have had that jump, because on the left there you can see there's coins in that little thing. And here we go, ramp. When it forks like this, you want to stay to the left. There are more of the pyramids over here than there are anywhere else. Also to the left. Bang, 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 bang. You can notice my multiplier is up to 32. That's pretty good. I had it up to 59 when I broke my record earlier today, so here we go. I always like to stay to the right of that last bird dropping. The reason why is because if it is a rock, you can avoid it, you know, and if it isn't a rock, you can still pick it up using your magnets. So, whenever the four drop, whenever the, there's like that 4 doorway thing, you want the one on the left. A jump. Ah! That was a close one. I was in trouble? Oh, I would have liked to have had that yellow thing. So you can see the sun is getting really low in the sky, which makes the shadows on the ground cast longer, and shadows are obviously bad for solar-powered spacecraft. I'm just going to cheat here. Those are bombs, by the way. They create this gigantic white orb, and if you pass through the orb, you are blinded, which means the whole screen goes white, and then you can't see where you're going, which is obviously a problem when you're trying not to run into things. And a ship that's going probably 100 miles an hour. For those of you who haven't played, every level gets a little bit more complicated, one after another, until eventually you just get to a point where it's just crazy complicated. And the last thing that I want to show you, I'm going to start it up again real quick, is that now that I'm at level 25, there are these portal things. They're like flat circles that are just kind of in the level. They take you immediately to the end of the level. What you will notice, hopefully, that was one of them. What you will notice, hopefully, is that when I pass through it, when you get to the end of the level, yes, you do get a certain amount of points as compensation for the time that you would have spent and the points that you would have gotten just by, you know, traveling through the level yourself. But you won't get any points, you know, like for picking up blue pyramids or anything like that. So it's actually a bad thing. Here we go. And it takes you right to the end of the level. You see, my points went up 20,000, but I easily could have topped that had I finished the level and picked up all the blue pyramids along the way. So those I just kind of avoid, and that helps you keep your score very high. Well, anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click on the like button or subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this in the future. I'm Angelic Mayhem, and I will see you next time.